What the hell is a repositioning tour? If you don't know, you need to know. And if you want to go on some of the most extreme cruises of your freaking life, and you can do this for under $1,000 per person, like maybe even $500 per person sometimes. And that is what's next. Experiences lead to knowledge, and knowledge leads to a great damn time. I'm telling you, you have to watch to the end because I'm going to give you the most extreme one I could find coming up in 2024. What happens if I told you these repositioning tours can be had for under $1,000 a person? And some of them are like 28 days long. What? So if you don't know what a repositioning tour is, I'm going to break it down in simple terms. Every cruise line, every year, has to move their ships around. If you know anything about birds, birds migrate all over the world. They follow food. Well, if you think of food as money, cruise ships do the same thing. They move from wherever one location they may cruise at for 3 to 6 months, and then they'll move to a different section so that cruise passengers can get access to different ships, different itineraries, and all this other stuff. But because most cruise people want to go on a 7-day cruise or a 5-day cruise, and that's about it, if you're adventurous, this opens you up to an amazing different kind of cruise. But dude, damn it, listen, if you want the best cruises and the most insane cruises for the cheapest amount of money you could ever imagine, then you're gonna have to work with me here, because I even printed a few out. I want to book this damn thing. All right. We're going to explain some more of this stuff, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works, because I'm going to show you some examples right now. Thought about it. How about 12-day cruise for $509 a person? Do I have your attention? You ever heard of NCL, the ship Epic? On April 7th, 2024, yeah, coming up just in a couple of weeks, for $509 a person, you can book an interior room. You can cruise from Port Canaveral, Florida to London. So if you're thinking about maybe going to, how about for about $1,300 with port fees and taxes, you and somebody else could be going on a 12-day cruise. The balcony is only $549 per person. And if you're looking to get crazy, how about a suite for 12 nights on the Norwegian Epic for $839 a person? And then just fly home. Oh, and you're worried about that flying home thing. Hang on. Let's take a little detour and explain to you something. If you go onto Google right now and just type in flights, when you pull that up, you're going to see a couple of advertisements. And then if you scroll down, Google's going to have a flight thing right there. You type in your home city. Most people only know you can do one-way flights and round-trip flights. That is totally not true. The flights can actually be picked multiple stops, multiple cities. So you can actually book, say, Kansas City to Miami, and then you do Rome to Kansas City. And it'll give you a package price, which shockingly is really not that bad. By the way, Norwegian has open bars, so you're only going to be paying the taxes and gratuities on your drinks. So that'll probably work out to be about $300 per person. And you could have all your drinks taken care of on this cruise also. I did some quick math. $850 per person works out to be $1,700 plus $400 for taxes and port fees. That's $2,200 plus another $450 for all of your drinks. $2,600 for a 12-night cruise. There you go. That's in a suite. You could cut that price in half by going interior. But let me really prove that this always happens twice a year. October 17th, 2024, Norwegian Epic set sail from Rome. You're going to spend 13 nights and end up right back in Port Canaveral, Orlando, Florida. Oh my God, I just thought of it. When we get to 100,000 subscribers, maybe we'll take a whole summer and we'll take a repositioning out to Europe, sail a bunch of different cruise ships, and then sail back when the repositionings come back. Oh, I like that idea. But that proves that twice a year, they're repositioning. But that is not cool enough. I wanted to tell you about another cruise. A lot of times when I'm booking a cruise and I'm looking at these, I'm always trying to keep it at under $100 per person. I like to keep those numbers really low, and this one helps me do it. But some of these cruises kind of just go straight there with only 1, 2, 3 stops. This one is MSC Magnifica. This one is $789 per person for an interior room for 20 days. 20 days. If you want a hell of a Thanksgiving on November 8th, 2024, you can leave out of Miami, Florida and go to places Here we go. Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Antigua. Oh, St. Martin. Fort de France. Martinique. I'm probably butchering these. I'm from Southern Louisiana, man. Cut me some slack. Barbados. 6 days at sea crossing the Atlantic. Madrid, Portugal. Then a stop in Lisbon, Portugal. Alicante, Spain. Valencia, Spain. Barcelona, Spain. And then they tell you to get off the ship. But now you're in Barcelona, Spain, and you could spend Christmas there. The ocean view is about $1,049 a person. The balcony is about $1,279 a person. And then the suites, I can't lie, $3,700 a person. That's a little expensive for my blood. I could take 2 or 3 cruises for that price. Moving on. If that's not crazy enough about these repositioning tours, if you wanted to add about $200 per person on an interior room, you could add another 7 days. Still under $1,000. I don't even know if you want to sail on a cruise ship for 27 nights, but I want you to know about it. So you would add the private island for MSC for 2 full days. You would add Nassau, Bahamas. Then you would do all those other stops that I just told you on the last trip, but instead of stopping in Barcelona, Spain, you will continue on Rome and then Genoa, Italy. These cruises are insane. But last but not least, this is the one I wanted to tell you about in the beginning. Because if you want to go on a once-in-a-lifetime trip, I think a repositioning tour is going to be your best bet. I'm still not talking about an extreme amount of money because you know what? Going to Bermuda can cost you $2,000 per person for 7 days. And right after I tell you this, I'm going to tell you where I'm getting all of this. Right here. That is freaking insane. So now we're cruising on Princess Cruise Line, and there is the itinerary. This cruise leaves on September 24th, 2024 out of San Francisco, sailing down to Los Angeles, which means you get to sail underneath the Golden Gate Bridge. After that, you're gonna have like 4 days at sea before you get to Hawaii. But if that's not a good enough island for you, after that, you're gonna sail 5 days at sea before you go to Tahiti for 2 days. I'm gonna tell you, these overnight stops at locations are the coolest damn things ever. Being able to stay overnight and seeing the nightlife and seeing stuff like that is the absolute coolest way to cruise. If you can ever get any stop anywhere that's an overnighter, do the overnights. You're gonna cross the international date line. You're gonna head down to 6 days straight in New Zealand at different stops. I did not know that New Zealand was that far from Australia, but then you got 3 days at sea before you get to Sydney. So if you're looking to go to the opposite bottom side of the earth, you need to look into repositioning tours because they got those too. The inside cabin is around $1,800 a person for 31 nights. And the balcony works out to be about $3,500 a person of entertainment, food, ship, room, everything you need. Now this one is freaking insane. I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know if you would want to book it. I don't even know if I want to book it. But I wanted you to know that repositioning tours are out there. But the page that I go to that I registered for it, all's fine, never charge me a thing, get an email once or twice a month. It's repositioningcruises.com. The website isn't all that fancy. It's very easy to understand. Once you register, you can just get the deals. You click on that button and it'll show you everything. You can pick the port you want to go out of, how many days, or by the price, and you can just look up the cheapest cruises. And I think as we grow on this channel, I'm going to start looking up just those cheapest prices, and when I can find one, because they pop up under $500 per person, I'm gonna grab one and I'm gonna go on it and see what happens next.